Okay, I'm on a blank slate of FL, and I'm just gonna show you guys how to get like the lowest latency possible while recording, because that is a massive issue. If you are recording vocals and you can't hear yourself, and it's whenever you talk, it like interrupts your next bar because you don't have the lowest latency. This will try to get you as low as possible so you can have the best mixes, the best tracks that you can. So, first things first is we're on FL Studio Audio right now. This is meant for people if they don't have an interface. And I'm already saying right now, if you don't have an interface, buy one. You can get one for $50. I can link it down below. The ones that are pretty cheap, that are still good. I've used them, but in the past, I have a better one now. But there are cheap ones that work just as well. Maybe not just as well, but pretty damn good for the price. So for FL Studio Audio, really the only things you can do is have your sample rate as low as possible, your buffer length as low as possible, without it cutting out your audio. If you turn this down and your voice starts to chop out, turn this up a little bit. It'll give your vocals more time to process. Have both of these on, highest priority, have these settings. This is going to be the lowest you're going to get, and then record with as least amount of plugins as possible, because that'll increase. I have 66 milliseconds of delay. This is going to be your delay up here. If you do have a interface, then you're going to want to have your interface up here. So you're going to select what you have. I have a volt, and for the lowest latency, this is going to be as low as you can go without it sounding like shit. So if you want your vocals to sound better, this is like the sample rate, so the quality of your vocals. Higher you go, the better quality, but the higher latency and the more tasking your PC has to do. So if you have an insane CPU, then you can turn this up. But I keep mine on this because my PC is kind of garbage and I want my latency the lowest. Automatically I'm at 9 milliseconds with nothing on it. So if you want it even lower, go to this buffer length, and with interfaces, this will be customized so you can turn it way lower. The lowest with Audio is 256. The lowest for now is 8. This is how long it gives your vocals to process. So the lower it is, the lower latency you're going to have because you're giving them less time to process. But it's also going to be way harder for your CPU to do that. So if you don't have a good PC, I recommend 128. This seems like a good middle ground for everyone, to have a pretty good latency without with it still being able to record. If you can manage to go lower, go for it. But I find it kind of annoying after going lower than this, because you'll hear your vocals like cut out or chop up a little bit, and it's pretty bad. So and here you can see the sample rate 44.1 and then the buffer. So here you can see the buffer length itself is giving 3 milliseconds of delay. If I turn this down, 4 milliseconds of delay right now, but I couldn't record on this because my PC is not good enough. If you need to. So I have 9 milliseconds of delay right now. The settings for this again are these two on: highest priority, smart disable, multi-threaded generating processing, and mixer processing. The resampling quality is going to be how accurate your vocals are to when they export. I think anywhere in the average is probably good enough. So 32 is what I used before. I bumped it up to 64. But as you can see, whenever you bump it up, this option is provided to allow you more accurately hear the song as it is going to be rendered. But the higher quality, it will increase the CPU usage. 64 has seemed to work for me pretty well so far, but you're going to have to test around with that. And then for even lower latency, like I was saying, using plugins that don't have latency or the lowest possible. So I'll pull up my preset right now that I use. And this is how you can tell. So as soon as I threw it in, if I go to my audio settings, it's now at 12 seconds. So it was at 9, now it's at 12. So my preset added a total of 3 milliseconds of delay. That's pretty damn good. So you can, if you are unsure, like You throw a preset in, it says it's like 25 milliseconds delay or higher. You probably have a plugin that's giving you that latency. So if you just go to the preset, hover over each thing, auto tune, look at the top left corner of the screen, it's giving it 2.5 milliseconds of delay. My denoiser, it just has a select font too. That's giving 0 milliseconds of delay. Same here, same here. This one is basically giving no delay. So if it's 0.09, that's basically not doing anything. So that doesn't matter too much. This one, effect slot 6, 7, 8, all give no delay. So most of my delay is coming from just this alone. So now if I, let's just say I turn off auto tune, it'll take my all the way back down to 9 milliseconds delay. This is how you can tell which is giving you delay. So let's say a lot of denoisers. So let me add one real quick. So this, not denoisers, sorry. A lot of de-essers will give a lot of delay. So just watch out for that. So let me set this de-esser. If I have this on, you can see in the top left, it's giving almost 13 milliseconds of delay, and it shows up here as well, 24 now. So with de-essers, unless you have a pretty lightweight one, like from Waves, they have some pretty good ones with no delay, or yeah, with no delay. Just record with it off, and then after you're done recording, you can just turn it right back on, and it'll sound perfect because you didn't record with anything. There you guys go.